What's up, dude? So your mom always put a little milk in her scrambled eggs, and now you do it too, but is it actually the move? Today I'll be putting the milk method to the test and trying 10 other techniques to see which one makes the best scrambled eggs. Now let's go! The first method I'm gonna show you is the way I've personally been making scrambled eggs for years now. It's my go-to. So I always do 2 eggs, although 3 would be fine too, and you know guys, you always pop the yolk first. So I whisk them for about probably 15-20 seconds, just until I see that it's all together and I don't have any of those streaks of like white in here. And I don't season now. I just leave like this. And then what I do is get my heat on medium low, even closer to low. I don't want to cook these over really aggressive heat. And I'll add my unsalted butter right away. That looks about right. And then when that butter is about half melted, I put my eggs in right away. And I like to stir like this, sort of pulling the edges around and then flipping over towards the middle. We need to let it cook a little bit first. I don't stir like crazy, you know? You can do it that way if you want smaller curds, but I like getting these sort of bigger strands. And then when it's sort of half cooked, like you see about here, I'm gonna put my salt in right now. That's just when I put it in. Couldn't even really tell you why, but that's just what I do. And we'll just continue cooking. Now, about this stage here, when I start to see these whiter sort of pieces that are cooking, I'll turn the heat completely off. There's enough residual heat in that pan that these eggs will keep cooking. And you know, wetness is personal preference, but for me, I don't want them any more cooked than you see them right here. So we're gonna get them out immediately. And as you can see, these clearly have a nice little jiggle. You know, a lot of French people would even like it way wetter than this. Like, you would be surprised. But let's give these a taste with Marcus and see what we all think. All right, here we go, Marcus. I don't really know. How do you usually cook your eggs?
Worse.
Good butter, the right amount of salt. If you're cooking your scrambled eggs and you think, man, are these getting overcooked? They were overcooked like 2 minutes before that.
Have a chef cook you eggs, because I ate eggs the same way my whole life, and they were so much worse than this. Every time Sonny makes me eggs, I go, damn, these are just scrambled eggs. Butter, salt, and egg, it can be so good.
I don't know, it's creamy, luxurious, it's velvety, I don't know, it's just like fun to eat.
That's how eggs are supposed to be eaten.
We gotta slow down, Marcus, dude. We have like 22 more eggs to eat. So as it stands right now, that's the winner, you know? But that's the only one we've made, so I can't really give myself props yet.
I wasn't supposed to eat it all.
Next up, we are gonna be experimenting with cooking scrambled eggs over really low heat. Now for these low heat eggs, we're gonna follow the exact same process as the ones before it for whisking and all that. Now for the low heat eggs, I'm starting with the heat, well, on low, very low though. And again, we'll add our butter right away. And again, when the butter's half melted, eggs are going in. And I'm just gonna keep that heat low and just give it gentle stirs as we go here. I'll give you a time on how long it takes when it's done. We'll add salt halfway through, just like before. There we are, my friends. That took about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And I like the way they're at right now. I like the way they look. So out they go. And as you can see, these ones are nice and jiggly as well, but it looks like they've got smaller curds. It's like a little bit more broken up. Let's give it a taste with Marcus, see how it weighs up to mine. All right, Marcus, here we go. So low heat. Also very good, just a little bit more broken up. Maybe they've got a little bit more creaminess.
Sonny should just have more texture.
Yeah, like this one is just kind of more one-sided, but still quite good scrambled eggs. Are they better than the ones before? I somehow still prefer the first ones, I guess because it's maybe there's just a little bit more textures going on. I don't know.
Honestly, it's a toss-up. I wouldn't be mad at either one.
Yeah.
I think I like maybe a little more texture. These are a little bit more soupy, and you definitely would.
I don't know about soupy,
Not soupy, but
yeah, I know what you mean. They're just a little wetter. They're a little wetter because of that low heat. So it didn't form like a crust like you would see on the outside of a French omelet, where you have that more whiter looking egg. Like this is all just kind of yellow.
We don't care, but if you always cook your eggs bad, definitely try Sonny's first before you jump into this one.
Next, to follow up on the low heat eggs, we're gonna cook our scrambled eggs on high heat very aggressively. So just like before, my friends, same deal when it comes to the whisking, except this time we're going over high heat. Like medium high the whole time. I would usually never ever cook eggs this hot, so let's see what this does. In with the butter. All right, here we go, eggs in, and I'm gonna keep that heat high the whole time. And I'm gonna stir, not too crazy, just a bit back and forth. And right here, I'm just gonna turn the heat off. Those look done to me. And out they go. These ones look much more like some sort of mutant French omelet, right? Much paler, much more white than yellow. Well, I don't know about white than yellow, but compared to the previous ones, you know what I mean? And definitely it has less jiggle to it, right? So let's give it a taste and see what Marcus thinks.
Oh, hell yeah, more eggs.
High heat eggs. Honestly, before even trying these, I don't advise you really do this. Unless you're in some kind of like super hurry, which can happen. It's not that they're bad, It's just that they lost that creamy, velvety, silky, luscious thing that I love about scrambled eggs.
They're not bad.
They're good eggs, you know what I mean? No one's gonna be upset.
The creaminess is lost. Like whatever the moisture is that makes it like nice is just gone because you fried it. Also, the methods we've done take 2 seconds. Like the Sonny's eggs, barely longer. So what's your hurry? You need 30 extra seconds?
That's the thing, right? I mean, as you can see, eggs overcook so quickly, and when you're cooking over high aggressive heat, it's just so much easier to overcook them.
And he's a chef. You're definitely gonna overcook them.
Moving on, believe it or not, a lot of people cook scrambled eggs with just a splash of water mixed in beforehand. Let's try it out and see if there's a difference. Here we go. So again, just 2 eggs. And I've never actually done this, so I'm super curious. Adding about a tablespoon of water. Pop, pop, and we whisk it up. And for these, I'm just gonna follow my standard method, right? Medium low, in with the eggies. And away we go. And you know, one thing you can experiment with when making scrambled eggs is like really how you stir it, you know? Do you wanna follow like the same motion like this? You know, that could be a whole nother test. Or do you wanna do like these folds like this? Or do you wanna drag through? You know, just like that's something you can really just kind of experiment with and see how you like it. Really the difference is bigger curds or smaller curds, and that's just personal preference. Then we go over salt. Scrambled eggs with water. What the hell, dude? There we have it. I'm gonna kill the heat. You always wanna kill the heat about like 10-20 seconds before you think they're done. And out they go. Eggy, watery, eggy eggs. And as you can see, they look pretty standard. Got a nice little jiggle to them. Water eggs. Let's see, we're gonna be able to like tell a difference here? They're lighter, right? Just because you put water in there, it takes away from the richness a little bit. To me, they feel a little bit more fluffy, but also like a little drier. Like they're not quite as like luscious and velvety as just butter.
I think I'm trying real hard to notice something, but I don't really know why you would do this.
I guess to volumize your eggs.
If you had like kids or something and you wanted to spread the eggs.
Spread the eggs, add water to it, water it down.
It doesn't make them bad.
I noticed the texture. To me, it's not as nice. It's not as luscious. That's just my observation. Yeah. That's moving on. Now, before moving on, if you've been looking for the most convenient way to get the best coffee, well, then this is it. Because our sponsor, Trade, is a coffee subscription that matches you with coffee based on your actual taste. The beauty of Trade is that every bag is roasted to order by local roasters across the country and delivered right to your doorstep. I've been using Trade for 2 years now, and I've genuinely loved every single bag they've sent me. They just don't miss. And it's not just random picks, because their team of experts have 500 options to choose from, so you're always discovering something new. You just take a quick quiz and then Trade handles the rest. And if your first bag isn't a perfect match, they will replace it for free until they nail it. I personally love espresso and dark roast, and Trade always surprises me with a new winner. Just the other day, I got this new Temple Brazil roast, and let me tell you, this stuff is absolutely amazing, full of flavor. And right now, Trade is offering 40% off your first order. Just go to drinktrade.com/ThatDudeCanCook or click the link down in the description to check it out. Now back to the recipe. Next up, we're gonna try out the Lazy Man scrambled eggs. You'll see what I mean. Now for this method, we're just cracking 2 eggs. If you ever get shell in, the best way to get it out is with the shell. I don't know why, it just kind of works. So 2 eggs going in, and we'll add our butter right away as well. And then we'll turn on the heat, medium, medium, low. And right away, I'll pop those yolks. And I'm just gonna use a spatula for this the whole time. And I'm just gonna stir as they cook. So is this like a way to cheat without dirtying a bowl, right? Is there gonna be a big difference between this and pre-whisking? Let's see. They look pretty well mixed even at this stage, although you can see all where like the whites are still there. I don't know if I'm quite gonna get that with this spatula, but let's see. I hate when I'm eating scrambled eggs and I have like a runny strand of white. Just get out of here. I do not want snot as a texture in my food. Right there, boom, heat already off, and out they come. There's our final product. And as you can see, you know, these little white things everywhere, but let's give this a taste with Marcus and see what's up.
The bro scramble.
Yeah, I see all these little like pieces of white in there. It becomes like multi-textural. Is that a saying? I don't know, but like I can feel like the white and the difference, and I just don't like that. I don't know. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like seeing any kind of like little slimy pieces. I would just pre-do it, you know? I don't know, that's just me.
Yeah, it's got hard-boiled eggy snap to it.
Mixing in the pan, it's a dirty move that only someone like Gordon Ramsay would probably do, so we're not doing that. We haven't given up quite yet. Moving on, we're gonna be experimenting with salt because we're gonna add it to the eggs before cooking and see if there's a difference. Now for these here eggs, we're gonna add our salt immediately. Pop, pop, and whisk it up. Medium-low heat, c'est butter. And again, you guys know how I like to do it. Same process as before. You guys know that I probably spent like, let's see, I've probably done like 4 years of breakfast cooking in restaurants. Let me tell you something, it's a nightmare, man. Imagine just cooking like hundreds of eggs every single day, poaching them, every single different method. It really is like fast and hectic. Okay, there we are, almost ready. At this point, kill the heat, and out they go. There you go, nice little jiggle. Let's give these a taste with Marcus. We're really gonna have to try these side by side with like the salt after next.
Really trying to be egg detective. Scrambled eggs have never faced this much scrutiny.
Honestly, putting the salt in before, during, we're gonna find out about after, but like, I don't think there's a big difference as people really think there is. Although there might be with just putting salt on like after completely, so we're gonna try that next. Yeah, there's not much of a difference between this and like the first way that I did scrambled eggs.
Might be a myth.
Following up on our last method, we're gonna put the salt after and see if that makes a difference. And here we go, for these ones, we're literally gonna put no salt in during the cooking process. So first we whisk in with the butter, and you know the drill, my friends. I'm not gonna keep repeating it. I'm just gonna cook these the same way as I've done the last ones, except the only difference now is we're just gonna salt them with a little bit of flaky sea salt just on top. No salt mixed in with the egg. Let's see how these measure up. Now I will say, before even tasting these, as I cooked them in the pan, they felt like less seized up, I guess. I don't know, they just felt looser to me. So that's just an observation from cooking them. Let's see. Dang. I actually like these maybe the most.
They're different. I don't like the different, personally. Like, I like the other ones better.
The first ones?
But there's definitely a noticeable difference.
I like this. The salt isn't as balanced because like each bite is a little different, but the texture of the eggs is excellent. That's my observation on that. That's good. Next, we're gonna be testing out some of our creamy methods here leading up to the milk. We're gonna use this creme fraiche and put it in towards the end of the cooking process to see if it makes a difference. This is something you've seen made popular by Gordon Ramsay. Let's put it to the test. All right, let's try these Gordon Ramsay eggs. So to start, it's the same exact process. We're gonna just whisk, in moves the butter, eggs in, and right about this stage, I'm gonna kill the heat, and we're gonna add creme fraiche, and that should sort of really stop the cooking because it's cold. Right out of the fridge, away we go. There's our creme fraiche eggs. They do look a little bit more shiny. I don't know, they just have that little bit of extra fat in them. So let's give these a taste, see how they measure up. I don't know how many eggs we've eaten at this point. It may be starting to cloud my judgment.
I'm getting the egg sweats.
No one should eat this many eggs, dude. I'm doing this for you guys, you know? Dude.
Tastes like
I actually forgot to add the salt, so we're just gonna add it now. I meant to do it like halfway through, but we'll still be able to get the idea. You know, I'm so much more down with just butter and eggs than throwing in the creme fraiche because it adds like a slight sourness. It's not bad, right? I don't know, it's not bad, but like, I just don't think it needs to be in there at all.
It's worse than the eggs with just butter. Butter tastes better than creme fraiche to me. It's pretentious as hell as an ingredient.
And it's very expensive creme fraiche too, and it's still not that good.
If you want to pretend to be British, then make eggs like this, but it's just an ingredient you're not even gonna have.
Picture me with Gordon Ramsay here. Right.
Olive oil.
Olive oil in.
Olive oil.
Olive oil in. Olive oil in.
Fresh.
Strong.
Yum. Premium ingredient. They aren't that good.
Next, before moving on to our milk method, we're gonna try this out with cream first to see if there's a difference. So 2 eggs going in, a little splash of cream. Pop, pop. Now it's gonna be interesting to try it with cream as well as milk, because as we know, cream has a much higher fat content than just regular milk. Melt up the butter, in with the creamy eggs. These two already kind of look good with the cream. I don't know, they just seem rich. Let's get our salt in here this time. So just for reference, like right about there, you see, just turn off the heat. You really just don't need it on. In fact, you can probably even turn it off earlier than that. You can see the way that this look how it slides off the pan like that. Just the texture just feels different, like it doesn't want to overcook as easily as previous eggs. This one feels much more French to me. A little bit more jiggly as well. All right, creamy eggs. These are like really soft. Usually when you turn off the pan, it cooks really quickly after, but like these just kept kind of being wet. Kind of bomb, you know? And if you like wetter eggs, which I do, that's good. I mean, for me, that's like, these are good eggs.
They're good. They're really loose.
They're a little wetter than what you would typically cook.
I think you'll need to acquire a taste bud.
I like that.
You'll have to go down the levels of looseness before you enjoy this.
And that's what I wanted to say. Quick story time. One of the first restaurants I worked at, I did breakfast, and one day I made this dude scrambled eggs. He's French and he sends it back and he says he wants it wetter. I'm like, dude, this guy is out of his mind, right? Crazy, freaky European, right? A little bit more loose. Send him out. He sends him back again. He says, I want him wetter. I make him a third time. He sends him back again. I'm like, this guy's out of his mind. Probably the 4th time I made him scrambled eggs, he was like, well, they're still a little overcooked, but I'm gonna eat them anyway. Like, so my challenge to you today is to next time you cook your eggs, you don't have to make them like this. just cook them a little less. See if you like it. If you like that, next time you do it, a little less, and just keep bringing down how long you cook them until you find something you're really happy with. And I bet you will be happy you did.
They're not snotty at all.
No.
There's no whiteness, nice. There's no uncooked white.
It's nice.
They're beautiful, luscious.
And last but certainly not least, grandma's favorite method, your mom's favorite method, adding a little bit of milk to the scrambled eggs. Let's test this out and see how it lines up against the rest of them. And here we go, our final eggs. And I'll tell you what, I think these eggshells really just speak volumes about how many eggs we've eaten. Here we go. Just a little splash of milk, just same as the cream. Pop, pop, you know the deal. Milky eggs, here we come. In they go. Does mama know best, you know? I feel like so much cooking information online just gets handed down as common knowledge and nobody ever really tests it. And a lot of it is just absolutely false. And I've seen that time and time again. Salt, just feeling these, they feel kind of like volumized. Nice little jiggle. All right, let's give them a taste. And here we go, final milky eggs.
This looks like the most eggs we've had so far.
It's volumized. It's not that they're bad.
They're really loose.
Not only are they loose, but like it gives it like this wateriness. Like, I don't know, the texture gets off in a way that I don't really love.
Cottage cheesy.
There's like a little bit of a mushiness to it.
They're a little bit similar to the water ones.
They bleed out a little bit.
I think the reason moms do this is because their grandmas did this because it was the Great Depression.
That's it, man. Stretching it out. Water down the ketchup, water down the eggs, water down the vodka after you steal it from your parents.
So I think this is more of a survival thing than it is a actual side-by-side goodness thing. Less is more.
Yeah, butter, eggs, salt. Experiment with how much you cook them and the temperatures you use to cook them. But like once you find your just perfect little balance of everything.
If you do anything, just buy nicer butter, nicer eggs. Make it easy. It takes 5 minutes.
And that's it, my friends. If you like these kind of experimental videos, here's 2 more of our favorites from this channel. Otherwise, we will see you next time. You know I love you.
I'm out.
Yeah.